heck? Hey, how you doing? Check it out. We're back in school. Yeah. So it turns out when a club is 200,000 pounds in debt, its finances are insecure. But when it's 300,000 pounds in debt, finances are okay. So it took a lot of convincing, but they're letting me come back to school. So we're going to get our B license. That's so cool. And I'm so excited to be around this wonderful community of learners. Today, though, we have a big match. I'll be totally honest. Our promotion hopes are fading, frustratingly so. Our team's emotional state is still like a fragile chicken. We have a big match today that's a must-win, really. A must-win if we're going to have any chance at making promotion. I'll talk about some of the job updates, too. It's all bad news, but I'll still talk about them. Hope you'll stick around. It should be an interesting episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Walkabout Europe. We are still with FC Slovan Rosice, and it looks like we're going to be finishing the year here. But as you saw in the intro, good news. We're back at school. So I have a story about that, right? So you might recall that in the previous episodes, in a couple of us, I'm talking about how our team doesn't have a spine, right? We get in these close matches or we move up the table and all of a sudden we lose our sense of self-belief and we implode. So I'm like, we need a spine. We have to find a player that's going to define our team. We had about 700 pounds left. So I went shopping. Ideally, I like those kind of players in the middle of the pitch. And so now our reputation bumped up to 1 star. So some players that wouldn't sign for us before, wouldn't give a whiff of our clubhouse, now are like, well, maybe I'll play for you. So I found this guy, Dennis Janko. Check it. Lots of green, midfielder, central midfielder, can play a lot of different roles. Determination of 14, fairly professional personality, 24 years old, doesn't like big matches. I just saw this now. Damn it. But, oh well, anyway, that's not, I'm not looking there. That's going to be okay. Leadership at 13, determination of 14, teamwork of 11. I still can't believe I didn't see that doesn't like big matches. But anyway, maybe he'll play out of that. So anyway, I'm like, okay, we got him in. And I'm like, I wonder if I can send him on a leadership course. So I said, board, can we send him on a leadership course? Within like 10 minutes, they got back to me and they said, sure, it'll cost 1.2 thousand. Send him on a leadership course. Here, where I'm going with this, I'm like, wait a second. I've asked you a half dozen times to send me to get my coaching B license, and you keep saying no. And then I looked at the finances, and it turns out under club info. Now, they've gone back to insecure on the left-hand side of the screen there, but they were okay. So when we were 200,000 pounds in debt, finances are insecure. When we're 300,000 pounds in debt, finances turn out to be okay. So I went right to the board and I said, hey, you got to let me go to a course. It took a little bit of convincing, but they sent us on a course. So good news is we are back in school. And if you look over here, studying for a national B license. Pretty cool. I think that's actually going to be pretty important because the job searching is not going well. At all. It started actually to affect my confidence, like my hands starting to shake and I can't focus and I'm not sleeping well because I keep applying and I never get interviews. Honestly, I've applied probably to 100 jobs this year. Every single one of them says I don't make the shortlist for one stupid reason or another. So finally I said, okay, I'm going to start applying to half-star clubs, right? Because they're going to take us for sure. And then this happened. You may recall this team. I have to go hunting here for a little bit. It's in Slovakia. It was one of the 5 teams that offered us a job at the beginning of our career here. Here they are. Velký Lapas. Now, Velký Lapas last year played 30 matches. They won 1, they drew 5, and they lost 24. Their manager just got sacked a little while ago. I applied for the job. Within an hour, they replied back and they said, we want to give you an interview. Now, last year, again, they won one match and drew 5. This year, they haven't done so well. They've won 0 matches, drawn 2, and lost 23. Half-star reputation club, average wage of 0 for a semi-professional club. They're probably the worst club in our whole database. I didn't get the job. They hired somebody else. So yeah, if you have job tips, I am listening. And I've kind of resolved that we're going to play out the season here. But in the summer, I think we might want to move because if we look at some of the future pointing things here, our finances for this year, it is 6,392 wage budget. Next year, they're talking about going down to 4,700. We can't do it at that. That would be almost impossible, I think, to have anywhere close to the good results we've had this year at that ridiculously low wage budget. So I do think we got to jump ship, or we got to get promoted, and that's not looking so likely, unfortunately. So we'll talk about that. I do have some thoughts, though, if I might take a moment to share some thoughts. Oh yeah, we're 325,000 pounds in debt too, so that's wonderful news too. So yeah, I guess this is like Mr. Grumpy brings the bad news episode, but yeah, anyway, well, let's just run with it. We're good with this. There is something I wanted to share, and that's that I think the game gives you a bump when you start out as a journeyman. It gives you a bump in your first like 10 job applications, roughly 8 to 12 job applications. You're going to get you're going to get interviews, and you're going to get offers on those interviews. And then I think the game drops you down to the level you're really at. And I think our current level here, where we start out as Sunday League player, reputation, and no license badges, is actually too low for a lot of even the lowest clubs that we have in the database. So I think that's why we're having trouble getting jobs. So I'm hopeful that the studying for the National B license will help. But if you have any tips, Fem Lama mentioned the tips about over-promising in the interviews, and I was familiar with those, and I appreciate those. If you've got other tips on like how to get the interview, because I can't even get an interview with these clubs. It's not even close. Maybe it's because we have a job and we have to resign from our current job in order to get a new one. I don't know. But if you've got ideas on that, that's good. On a good note, somewhat, the fitness is still going well. I'm not going to show the map. We'll do that on Tuesday, but the map's getting bigger. We're almost to Italy. Oh, how cool is that? And we're kind of carving out part of Croatia. Yeah, we're close to Zagreb, close to Munich. Things are growing pretty well there. On a bad news with the fitness, I haven't lost any weight. So I'm starting to do kind of 12-hour intermittent fasting. That's better. That's an unfortunate slip of the tongue. But starting at 8 p.m. and not eating till 8 in the morning. And so we'll see how that goes. This is day 2, and I'm pretty hungry right now. So hopefully that will help start to move some of the pounds off, because I feel like I've been walking all and just eating it all back on, which isn't really working out. But how have we been doing? The most important thing, how have we been doing on the pitch, you may ask. Let's take a look, because we don't want this episode to go on forever. I have good news and bad news. Most of it's bad news, but we do have one spectacular piece of good news. If you saw the first episode of the season, when we played FK Usti nad Labem, one of the best teams in the league, they pummeled us 30 shots to nothing. We had no shots in the whole match. They beat us 1-0. It should have probably been about 5-0. We played them again, and check it out. We beat them 1-0. I did this defensive 4-1-4-1 formation. In the 92nd minute, we broke down the left side on a counter, curved it in front with a nice cross, and they hit an own goal into their own goal, and we beat them 1-0. Yeah, we actually got more shots than just that one shot, too. So that was pretty cool. Then we drew 1-1. We beat the last place team 2-1. Not looking all that good in here. Then the Football Manager gods did this. Pisek, which is in the bottom half of the table, XG of 2.27 to 0.95, 21 shots, 10 on target. Some of these were breakaways, 0-0 draw. I said at the end of that match, well, at least the football gods didn't have us lose, because that would be the normal thing to happen when you completely outshoot a team. So they did that to us in the next match. XG of 2.48 to 0.73, 22 shots, only 4 on target, but we were up 1-0, and then we ended up losing 2-1 on a late goal from them. Those 5 points that we dropped in matches that we really should have picked up points have left our promotion chances precariously bad situation. We've slipped down the table to 5th place, 5 points off the promotion spot. Today's match is huge. Vysočina Jilava we play. They're 1 point in front of us. Now, good news is in our remaining, we have 18 matches played. There's 26 in the season, so we have 8 matches left. We're running short on time, but we do play 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place teams in those remaining 8 matches. That's both good and bad, right? It's bad because they're hard matches, but it's good because if we win them, we potentially could gain ground on these clubs in front of us. So the hope isn't gone, but honestly, if we don't come out of today's match with 3 points, it's looking pretty grim. I just don't see a way forward for us. There's just the teams in front of us, they're winning too much. We can't afford to lose more ground. And one of the 2nd place or 3rd place teams are going to win as we go forward here. So let's, with that said, I think we've talked about everything I was going to mention. Let's jump in and get this match started. I'm somewhat excited for this. We're going to go with, again, with this 4-1-4-1 formation, because my thinking is, We're playing on the road. The first, second, third, and fourth place teams are just better than us. It's without a doubt. They're more talented, everything like that. So rather than be hopefully optimistic and try to attack them, we're going to go with the balanced, counter-attacking style, and that's what I've put in place. We're playing our lines deeper. We moved our extra striker back into the midfielder role. And Denis Janko, he promptly got hurt for like 4 weeks after we signed him. So maybe this isn't the best signing I've ever made. But he's going to be in the midfield there, and we're just going to play him all the time in big matches until he gets used to it. Chawats up front, the man with 7 consonants and 1 vowel. And Ivalic, our center back, is back. I did sign this other guy. Let me show you him. He's pretty cool. 30 years old, so I'm thinking of maybe a year or two signing. I've been trying to get a defensive back. He's got no really good numbers, but most of the players at this level have holes, and he doesn't have any holes. So we'll be curious to see. He's gotten hurt twice since I've signed him. So I don't know what it is with these guys. I sign them and they get hurt. Kovac. So we'll keep an eye on him today too. We are all set. Have done all our kind of opposition things. They're going to submit the team and we'll jump in here and get started. Alrighty, we are underway here. Oops, let me just get the sound back on. I think I had that off. There we go. I like the sound. I'm not sure. I think a lot of people play without it. 2 minutes in, things are rolling around. The thing about the 4-1-4-1 is that it might be a quick match. I mean, it's a very defensive-oriented formation. The idea is to soak up pressure, and then bang, hit them on the counterattack. We got a poacher playing up top and stuff like that. So as predicted, we are just flying along here. 13 minutes. I may switch into a more attacking formation. Kovac, our newly acquired center back there. Ease off tackles. He got his yellow card. Game is trying to sneak it by me there. We may go a little bit more attacking if we seem to be holding him at bay pretty well with the 4-1-4 for like maybe the last 30 minutes or so. Oh, here's our highlight. They are in blue. We are in our whites. They have the ball going from left to right. I'm trying the sideline camera now. I've been watching a few YouTubers that are using that, and it seems like it's a little bit kind of a fairly interesting view. Oh, that's going to be a goal. No. He's going to shoot. Still highlight. Come on, boys. Stay with him. Let's get a counter. They're not doing anything. Break his legs. That was boring. I'm sorry. It just was boring. That was exciting. Oh, let's shout. Encourage. Come on, boys. Nice. Everybody's got the green. Fired up by the feedback. There we go. Even Janko, our new guy. We have yet to get any action down around the goal there. Here it is. Chawats. Oh, goodness gracious. He hit the bar or something? I thought that was in. Okay, I'm going to go back to the TV camera because I couldn't see what that was. Let's go to TV. Okay, try that. 33 minutes in. We can do one more shout here, I think, right? Let's encourage them even more. I'm encouraging you again. Yes, and you're all fired up. Uh-oh. Free kicks. More tipped over. Oh, I hit the bar? Oh my goodness. Shots everywhere. We are out shooting them, although the XG is even. That makes me think that we might want to shift to a little bit more attacking formation in the second half here. We've absorbed the pressure fairly well here. And a very drab 0-0 match. 5 shots for each team. We've got 1 shot on target. They have 2. They're leading us in XG. We are going to go to the dressing room. And I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. Inspired and motivated. Excellent. Pump up the fist. There's a lot more to come from you. Now you're doubly inspired and motivated. Clickety, clickety, pumped up. There's a lot more to come from you, and I believe you're going to take... This is some rich stuff right here. We're going to start the second half. Let's go another 15 minutes or so this way, and then we might actually... Chashwat's there. Mr. Consonant has a yellow card. Let's stop and sort him out. Ease off tackles. I don't think a tie helps us very much. I mean, obviously it doesn't help them either. And it would be... Wow, Kusal, our defensive midfielder's got a 6.4. That's making me think that we could actually shift to a little bit, because we're not losing much by taking out a 6.4 central midfielder. We're getting to 60 minutes now. It's about that time. I think it's time to put our chips in the table and make a bet here. So I'm going to play with the substitutions, and then I'll come back and talk about what I did here. All right, so we've got a couple of issues to address. I'm going to go to our 4-3-1-2 asymmetric formation. So I've pulled out our center back Kusal, shifted in Patrak up at striker. So we got two strikers up top now and moving our right winger forward. So pushing our chips into the match. We do have an issue with Kovac, who's on a 6.3 and a yellow card, coming off an injury. So we're going to need to take him out probably as our next sub. Let's see how this works. It's also time to give a shout with that once we can do our shouting. You can't make subs and shout at the same time. We all know that. Encourage. Encourage is working. Let's keep using it until it doesn't work anymore. So as soon as we do that, there's a highlight. This is either very good news or very bad news. Stolen ball, Prebsel. Forward, Chajwats, our striker, breaks in and misses by a mile. I have a question for those of you that know the game much better than I do. My question for you is this. We're getting a lot of chances and we're not scoring. So that would, here's a highlight. That would dictate to me, right, that we need to do chance conversion practices. So I've been doing chance conversion practices, but it's not helping. That's going to be a goal. Did you? Hate this game. I feel like I need to watch this just because it's somewhat painful. What? Bounce, kicked. Our, it's like U7. Okay. Attacking. Yo, Kohot, up on the left. 60, 70 minutes. We can do this. Edit. Ease off tackles. Okay, we're not done yet here. And 70 minutes, we do need to get rid of Kovac because he's got a yellow card, playing terribly, and he's coming off an injury. So that leaves us one more offensive chip to play. Okay, we got this. We're going to score 2 goals and we're going to win. I believe in this. Oh, come on, guys. You're all bummed out. Kohot's bummed out and everything. No. What, Junko, you're supposed to provide our spine. How about demand more? Let's go. That's going to do it. Let's see what happens with Junko now. The bummed out guys aren't bummed out anymore. Well, actually, 2 other guys got bummed out. This team, it's like a 13-year-old. Okay, 10 minutes left. We got to make one more sub. What can we do? I'm going to think about it, then I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to make a sub. Our last sub is Svetlasak, our right winger. Is going to come in as a support winger for our last 10 minutes. We've had luck with him scoring goals. He's the sub we made that scored a goal against that first-place team. But Kohot just run out of gas. Come on, boys. I got one more shout in me, right? How about, what's the magic? We're going to try fire up, although that always seems to melt us down. But hopefully Captain Yanko. He's not our captain yet here. Okay. 88. Come on, let's get something. 4 minutes. We're not going to die with no highlight. Come on. Yes. Maybe. Yes, we steal the ball. Patrak. Forward to Chajwats. He breaks in. Yes, he scored! Oh, did you see that? Oh, let's keep going. I want more. 2 minutes to go. We can get one more. We got this. Oh, we want to watch it again. Let's savor the moment. Sedlacek to Patrak. Patrak whacks it forward. Chajwats cuts in front of the defender, goes around. Magnificent shot into the top right corner. A thing of beauty. And we're even at the 92nd minute. Let's get another one. I want one more highlight. One more highlight. Here we are. Throw it to us, Mr. Sima. Throw it to us. Oh, no. Blocked. Get away. Oh. Okay. If that went in, I may never... Okay. Maybe attacking's a little optimistic here. Draw. Well, against the 4th place team on the road, a draw's not bad, right? And I feel like it could have been a lot worse. Everybody thought we'd get beaten today. Well done. This is going to... I have no idea about the emotional state of this team. Looking inspired and motivated. Good. Let's get out of here. Let's see how the rest of the league did. Did that kind of stifle our chances here? Or do we still have... we still have hope, right? There's 7 matches left. We're probably, 6 points now back out? Let's see what the other teams did here. Maybe they didn't play. No, everybody played. 39. Oh, nice. They drew too. So get that out of the way. With 7 matches to go, we're 5 points back. It's not looking really good, but we're not dead yet. So let's see. That takes care of today. That was a fun episode. No wins in our last 3 matches. Okay, we will come back towards the end for one more episode. Either our second to last game or our last game is against Fastav Zlin, who is the second place team, I believe, right now. So if somehow we could get to that point where a win over them might give us chance for promotion, that would be pretty cool. But we do need to up our game a little bit. I'm hopefully now that we got some of these players, some of these players back from injury, we'll be okay. Thanks so much for stopping in. If you have job tips, how to get job interviews, I'd love to know about that. That'd be really cool. How to fix finishing without just doing conversion practice. Those would be cool tips to have. Thanks a lot. If you've enjoyed the episode, a thumbs up would greatly appreciated. Thank you as well for all the comments and support. I'm having so much fun playing this, although it might seem like I'm griping this episode, but it's actually super fun. I'm having a great time, and the comments and support have been really marvelous and inspiring. So thank you so much for everybody that's taken the time out of your busy lives to watch this. And if you are new and want to consider subscribing, that's always greatly appreciated. We'll see you on Saturday for the end of our second season with Rosice and the second season with the Journeymen. Big decisions to be made then too. Take care, everybody. See you later.